Hey there, Lazy, and I just wanted to go over this idea that I wanted to bring up because election day is coming up, a few days now, and I feel like this is really, really important. Um, Labor will often come up with good policy, and then the Liberals will say, well, don't worry, we'll do it, and they just do a terrible job every time. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose. I'm not a mind reader, but if I were to implement things poorly as an excuse for why we need to get rid of the thing, um, I would have a hard time doing it better than the Liberals, Nationals, LNP, and the Country Liberal Party do. Okay? It's it's remarkable. The NBN, for example. Um, the NBN was delivered so poorly, so slowly, at such a great expense, and it didn't do the main thing that it was supposed to do, which was upgrade everyone to fiber. Okay, everyone was supposed to get fiber, the latest and greatest technology, do it once, do it well. And they fucked around. We got mixed, we got all the mixed connectivity stuff. People were dropping out, um, and it's just been a hard slog. It took like what 7 years before someone in the Turnbull government was like, "Yeah, we fucked up." Yeah, after they were turfed for Morrison, someone from the Turnbull government was like, "Yeah, yeah, we did that wrong." The thing that Labor said that they're going to do. We said we would do it cheaper. We didn't do it cheaper. It took longer and it was shit. Okay? NBN. Strike one, right? But it goes further than this. Um, and this is the thing where I'm not sure if they're just taking the piss, but in Queensland, um, okay, so this is going back like 30 years, but Brisbane City Council used to make, I think, a $10 million investment a year into public housing. Now, there were problems with the communities at the time. Um, there were problems where you get a bit of a slum happening, right? You'd have 50 houses, public, all public housing, and there was very little buy-in by the people living there. Um, and so they went, well, what if we give them the option? There are people that have been living here for 20 years. What if we give those tenants the option to buy? So, Labor Brisbane City Council sold off some public housing to the tenants that had been long-term living in the public housing. But, who cares about the context? LNP got in, they just sold it. They sold it, they never built it back up. Okay? So just on a local council level, Brisbane City Council, one of the biggest city councils in the world in terms of landmass, and yeah, they don't give a shit about public housing. And they take one Labor move and then they go, that's our excuse to now implement that same idea in a shitty way. New South Wales. Labor, I think under Christina Keneally, sold the first tranche of the energy grid, because their budget was poor. I think after the GFC it was. And yeah, their budget was poor, and they sold like a small portion of the energy grid. Anyway, they got the Liberals and Nationals in New South Wales, and what did they do? They kept selling it, and they leased off your transmissions. So now in New South Wales, if your power's expensive, well, you got another like I don't know 92 years on that lease, and that's what they do every time. The NDIS, so very important for people who have a disability and for everyone adjacent. And even people who live in a community with a person who is suffering from a severe disability, it is helpful to have the NDIS be able to take care of those people. I mean, do you want someone suffering from a mental disability engaging in antisocial behavior in your community? Because without appropriate programs, that happens more often. And it's like you can have a functioning NDIS with good support programs, or you can have all of these terrible things that affect everyone. Okay, and what the Liberals did was they made it like a rort machine, so people that are getting NDIS approval for funding, like they're finding that their funding isn't going to like living well. A lot of their funding is just getting swallowed up by scams. It's a really important program and it was just implemented really poorly. That's why Bill Shorten went through and said we need to look over this. If you're scamming our our policy, I want you off my NDIS. I think he said something like that, not verbatim, but so I wanted to get this out there because we now have the Housing Australia Future Fund, and that should be like a relatively independent power for good. The Liberals have said they want to pull it out. They just want to rip it out, get rid of it. Now, the money people don't like that. Money people are doing well, making hundreds of millions of dollars a year off of having that Housing Australia Future Fund money sitting there. So I don't think they're actually going to do that, but if they do, that sucks. We'll lose this thing that's building, it's helping facilitate thousands of extra houses a year forever. Okay, we don't have to pay any more. It's just doing it. Okay, we've built the engine, it's running. Why would you decommission the engine? Because they want to save $10 billion once. They don't care about the billion a year forever. They just want to turn it off because they hate when the public service is making its own money. And on top of that, the manufacturing. So they don't care that their nuclear plant will produce about 40% less energy, by 2050 or whatever the hell, right? They don't care that it will produce less energy and thus prevent Australia from moving forward with energy intensive manufacturing capabilities. They don't care. They will do a shit implementation of energy. And that is really fucking sad. Okay? Like cannot I cannot stress enough. If you think unions have gone too far, like this election, what the Liberals have put forward is not it. Okay? Like, wait until next election to be mad at unions. Okay? Like, because they don't even have like an okay alternative to worker positive government. Okay? Even if you hate workers because you're some fucking evil ghoul, this incoming potential Dutton government is just shit. They haven't put anything on the table that is a good idea, that has good outcomes. Their housing policy is shit. Their worker policy is just, what if they have less rights? Like that they're not even going to give you there's like the EV tax break or something. They're going to get rid of it? Like if you're on a few hundred K a year and like you missed out on like the 5 grand extra that the old stage 3 tax cuts were going to get, they're still going to cut like your EV lease benefit. That they suck at every level. They're not giving you a tax break. That's the one thing you think you would want. Well, at least, okay, maybe they're terrible for all these other reasons, but at least I, a rich ghoul, will get a tax break. I will make more money because they no, actually no this time. That like I don't even agree with them if they're going to cut your taxes because I believe in a functioning government, because if the lowest class is struggling too much, they start stabbing you, and then where are you? Oh no, my tax breaks. Yeah. Now I'm in hospital. Like, uh, what is it? Socialism or barbarism? You know what I mean. Anyway, it's just I don't want Australia to suffer the shit implementations that the Liberal government will try to do, that they have said that they're going to try to do. Like Labor says 8.5 billion, they go, yeah, yeah, we'll do 8.5 billion. Okay. But also you're going to cut all the public service. So they're just shit. Don't vote for them. Um, Tell them to do better, and maybe you'll vote for them next time. I don't know, man.